All right. Hi, everybody. This is A7X Fan Ben here with Randy. We are in Las Vegas, and we're in person for Pirates CSG podcast number 49.
Woo!
Yay!
Hello!
So I'm taking a week-long vacation to Vegas before I leave next month in December 2019.
Aww.
And we're parked right by the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. I just want to thank Randy for showing me around the strip a bit tonight.
This is the place to be, buddy. I feel like you weren't super excited about this sign, even though it's the most iconic place in town, but I get it. It's cool.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome, Yeah, I've really enjoyed my time here. Second trip this year.
Nice.
So, how do you get started with Pirates CSG?
We're jumping right into it, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, let me start by saying I haven't podcasted in a year, pal. So, don't judge me too much. And I've never podcasted with somebody in person.
Nice.
My partner I do my show with, or my old show, Just Two Pals, we only have ever done it like on Skype and stuff. So, anyway, Pirates, I've been playing for probably about 7-8 years now, maybe even 9. I got into it kind of on a whim. I was walking through a 99-cent store and found Ocean's Edge at the time was like getting unloaded in the 99-cent store. So they had a bunch of boosters for like $1.99, right? So I bought one, we took it home, and now I know, and I didn't know at the time, I got Brachyra, and this is a shiny Brachyra.
Yep.
So it was a super rare pack, right?
Yeah.
So my first pack I get a super rare pack, and I had no idea what that meant, right? But now I know, and so now it feels cool.
Nice.
But, so yeah, immediately went back and bought everything that I could find in town. I went to every 99-cent store, bought all the packs, and I ended up with like 7. And I played with 14 ships for a good 7 years.
Yep. Yeah, that's cool. That works, though.
Yeah, but we loved it, man. We just learned every in and out of those ships that we could and just played the heck out of them. But now I've kind of gotten into buying online, so trying to expand the fleet and learn more about the game. Obviously, the website's helped a lot, so obviously thank you for all the stuff you do for the community, man, because it'd probably be hard to play the game without the website and stuff.
Yeah, thank you for that.
It's really cool.
I love hearing that. Awesome. So we actually just played a game earlier tonight at Treasure Island at Senor Frogs.
So thematic.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I'll have the battle report up for that eventually. So yeah, we were overlooking the ships that used to be part of the attractions there. They've stopped both of those, unfortunately. Treasure Island's kind of not as piratey as it used to be, but
I was surprised that there was still some nautical, theme in there.
Yeah, we saw some illustrations and some cool stuff in the shops. We saw some nice little treasure chests. They were like $10, but it would be a nice little case for UTs and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I had to pull myself away from that for sure.
yeah, there were some nice little trinkets in some of the shops. So yeah, and then
it felt good there though. I haven't been back to those ships in a good 10 years or so. And you told me that they don't even do they used to have the battle there, which I know you've seen online, and then they did sirens, but then now they don't even do sirens dancing. I had no idea up until yesterday that they didn't do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever do another like free show attraction with the ships there. They should.
They look so pretty.
I know, they're still nice size. They were all lit up. So it was cool, but
they wouldn't let us sneak on to play a game.
Yeah, we thought about commandeering one of the ships, like Captain Jack. There's like a glass partition. We could, if we stood up on the rail, we could probably just touch the bowsprit with one of the ships and try to hop on from there.
You almost have to imagine that somebody's tried that, right? Or why would they do the glass partitions?
I know. Yeah, it seems like somebody would do that, or try to jump on, or try to go to the one of the higher floors and then swing on from a rope like Captain Jack might. But
what if you jumped on there and there was just one CSG ship?
That would be perfect. Oh my god. Well, oh my god, this is an epic idea. Hide an Obago Deuce on one of those ships. The rarest ship in the game. That would be epic.
Oh, what a waste.
No, that would be fun though. That'd be epic. Well,
especially if only you knew.
Well, yeah, now I've ruined the idea because we're on the show now.
Yeah,
so.
now everyone knows.
Yeah, now everybody knows.
So don't go find the Obago Deuce that
there. Well, I don't have one, so it's just it's an open idea. Yeah. So anyway, there's probably cooler locations to hide it. You could try to get one on like USS Constitution. You could hide the Constitution on the Constitution.
Right.
So yeah.
Queen Anne, right?
Yeah. So we played a game. 60 points. my English beat his Spanish narrowly, 36-30, and it was a fun game.
I was gonna win. I did.
I thought you would have more gold. I thought you had better values.
I started off really heavy gold and ended with very low gold.
Yep.
with low pulls.
I had a strong finish with a capture, and then the Empress of India got the final coins, final couple, and that was another 5. So yeah.
Some misplaced shots, but yeah, I kind of fell behind. It's okay. It's probably better that you won.
I don't think so. Who knows? I think it's good we played. So
Yeah,
just
it would have been nice to represent my town.
Yeah, well, it's just a casual game, just like the podcast.
No,
here, so.
I was super competitive. I don't know if you noticed, but yeah, I was sweating.
I think I was distracted by everything. I'm from a small town, New York, so like Vegas is still pretty amazing to me. So yeah, I got some shots of the ships with the palazzo towering in the background, so that was cool. And there was music playing. Yeah, I was distracted. We were just talking about stuff, of course. So
yeah, that was a really cool environment in there, though, for the game actually, and a lot of onlookers, which was cool because we probably had a good 3 or 4 people actually ask about it.
Yep.
And a bunch of people looking at it, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's a topic I've thought about in the past, trying to play in public, so then people see the game and then they get curious about it. So you might earn some new fans of the game that way.
I thought it was interesting. Like those people that sat across from us watched for a good hour and a half and waited till around the end to find they couldn't take it anymore. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I had my back to them, so I didn't notice if they were like. Yeah,
I kind of noticed them glancing over.
Interesting, nice. I noticed. Yeah, our waitress, she looked amused. I guess she was kind of.
Yeah.
I think she thought it was kind of funny, but anyway. And then this other guy that worked there at the Senor Frogs place, he came up and actually asked about it, what it was and stuff. So sounds
I
cool.
guarantee he's gonna go buy a lot tonight.
I hope so.
eBay.
I know. Yeah. So we had a solid game. Then we got a little lost in Mandalay Bay trying to find a good place to record the podcast. There was like a convention going on that we didn't really expect to see. So then we couldn't go to this nice huge hallway that was abandoned in my previous trip this year.
I don't know what was going on in there, but it was probably the busiest I've ever seen that casino.
Yeah, it was Data Night Out, I guess, in Mandalay Bay here in November 2019. So
we tried to smuggle our way in, but unfortunately we were caught stowing away.
Yeah, we played
tossed out.
Yeah, we were trying to do some piratey activities. We started playing a few of the arcade games that were free, but then they told us off of that. So yeah, so that didn't last too long. But oh well.
I shot like 3 Galaga ships, and that was it.
yeah, it was like Pac-Man. I didn't get a full round in. I didn't even get to die. So
right.
Oh well.
No cherry.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you said you played recently, so I was intrigued to hear about your Armistice Day game. So that sounded like a lot of fun. You said you had 11 islands, 11 coins per island, and alliances.
So I try to, as often as I can. I actually really like playing. I remember you posted a thing the other day on the forums about what kind of player you are, which was cool because I was thinking about that. Is I do make a lot of custom games, and they're not like big or widespread, but I try to do things thematically. So like on holidays, I like to do cool stuff. So Armistice Day was 11 islands, 11 coins on every island, 11 unique treasures in play, Allied forces, which was Britain and France, versus Central Powers, which was Germany represented by cursed submarines, and the Ottoman Empire represented by the Barbary Corsairs. So it was an intense game, probably a good 6 hours. We set a time limit to 1918, which is 7:18.
Nice,
yeah.
That's great. Wow, you really did a great thing with that.
So
that is beautiful.
So it finished. We went to time. There was probably 4 coins left on the field on 4 different islands. So we actually played a bulk of the game before time ran out. But the last few minutes were just a scramble of each of us trying to get to these last islands and get a couple of coins, and it actually miraculously ended 96-96.
That's crazy.
With all these 99 coins in play, right?
Yeah.
So, and we don't like measure out our coins or anything, so it's all random coinage.
That's
so
wild.
It was really cool that it happened that way. So we just went down to points in play. Mm-hmm. So I had went on a little bit of a killing spree halfway through, and I had 3 ships. She had 1. So it was a clean victory for me.
Yeah,
it felt real good.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is a wild score too.
I love a nail biting end.
Yeah, I do
always
too.
Great.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of a tie that in that high of a point range. Usually it's like 15,
I was
15.
shocked. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We recounted like 3 times because I was like, "There's
Oh,
no
I would
way."
too. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I would too. I think the closest I've had for like a high scoring was like 86 to 81 or something.
Yeah.
But not tied.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
I could see it happening maybe if you evened out the coins, but yeah, especially with them all being random.
Yep.
And not 1 7 was out there.
Okay.
Which was
Nice.
kind of a bummer.
That's kind of. That actually is kind of a classic because I don't think there were 7s in Spanish Main. I could be wrong, but
Okay.
I don't think on the UT coins for Spanish Main, I don't think they had 7s until Crimson Coast or RB.
Interesting.
I don't think. But
Okay.
yeah,
I don't have
so it's
a
almost
lot
like,
of 7s
yeah,
at all.
yeah,
Really.
yeah. They can be tough to find.
One time I
It's
have
mostly
a,
just UTs.
Yeah, a pretty big bag. I'd probably say there's like 200 or 300 coins in there.
Nice.
And I've counted them out before and separated them, and there were like 7 7s.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of like that sounds like the slots here. 7s.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lucky 7.
7s. I
Yeah.
like it.
Silver 7s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. What was I gonna say about the coins? Oh yeah, I've got a tin full at home. And yeah, the 7s are mostly just on the UT cards, I think. So
Oh,
that's,
really?
yeah, and
Okay.
I think
Interesting.
almost all the UTs are rares.
Yeah.
So yeah, it takes a while to get a lot of them. I've got a decent amount at this point, but that's just kind of
Yeah.
inevitable with the collection over
It is
time.
always
so
fun when they show up, though.
yeah, what I like what's even rarer. Well, this is debatable. I would say it's probably rare to get 0s. So those are
Yeah. Oh, wow.
there's 2
Yeah.
per card on the Fire and Steel limited edition treasure cards.
Okay.
But then the key is the Cargo Masters from Savage Shores are common technically. I think.
Oh,
Or
interesting.
uncommon. I want to say they're common. And
I don't think
and
I
that
have a 0. Yeah.
I think there's 1 0 per Cargo Master, I believe, from Savage Shores. So that's like a weird way to try to get a bunch of them without paying for
Yeah.
the treasure cards, which are sometimes 10 or 20 bucks a pop.
So
And
it's
that's
kind
it's
of
just coins.
A risky strategic play to throw 0s in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Xerix and I, we had, for the Fire and Steel anniversary game, we knew, so this is how intense Xerix and I get, because we know the sets and we know like
Yeah,
the stuff.
for
So
sure.
so inevitably, we both used almost all 0s because
Right.
that was the set where we could use them. That's
Right,
the only
yeah,
set where
you
they had
knew.
0s, I think.
Yeah.
So, or well, Savage Shores, but we used them for Fire and Steel with the treasure cards. But then, so we were exploring. I figured he put all 0s in too because I was only finding 0s, and I figured they couldn't be all the ones I put in.
Right, right.
But then he actually did put in like a 7 or 2. So then
Okay.
he ended up getting the only coins worth value, so he won based on that. So yeah, so.
That's piratey.
Yeah, yeah.
cut
The
throat, yeah.
zeros can really throw people for a loop. I don't have enough to use. I don't even have enough like 8 or whatever to use in
Yeah.
like a game, like a small game. But
Do you ever use silvers?
almost never.
Yeah. I
That's-
have a little bag of silvers, but I just
Yeah.
kind of keep them like collectible almost.
Okay. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
mine mixed in. I do like using shiny silver and shiny gold. So those are tough to get too. So like the Ocean's
Oh,
Edge
okay.
Super Rare pack, which you must have. With
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Fiora.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
yeah.
pop them out though. at the
Yeah, so
captain,
that
yeah.
I think that's the shiny gold. So sometimes I have that represent twice the printed value. So like a 4 will
Oh,
be
okay.
8.
That's cool.
And then the Silver Explorer from Rise of the Fiends is like even more shiny. Like there's basically just more glitter on
That's
the
pretty
coins.
cool,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I have those represent 3 times their printed value sometimes.
Yeah,
Because I've
that's
done that in
pretty
the
cool.
past a bit. Yeah.
I
That's a
noticed
fun way to
a
change it up.
card I got the other day was I think it was a limited edition from something, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a silver explorer,
Mm-hmm.
but all the stuff on the back were silver,
Yeah.
like the
Oh,
like the actual
that's
back
the
of
dry
the coins were
dry
silver.
powder.
No, yeah, you're right. It was
Yeah,
dry powder.
yeah,
yeah,
that makes
dry
sense.
powder with all the silvers on the back.
Yeah.
But now I can't really use that dry powder. It doesn't really mix in.
Yeah, I know. I finally, after a long time, I think I finally got that one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I haven't used them yet. So,
It'd
yeah,
be kind of interesting to do
Yeah.
something with the silver coins.
yeah. And Wolf has talked about that, like mix in like all sorts of stuff. So like, it can take some money to get some of the weird coins because
Yeah.
there's the transparent ones, translucent from Davy Jones' Curse, the super
Yeah,
rares.
it's on that super rare. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So there's those silver backed coins, regular silver with gold backing,
Yeah.
and then you can do shiny silver, shiny gold, 0s, 7s, and then if you want to do what I've done for some of my bigger games, I actually painted. I have like metallic gold paint
I saw
lying
that,
around.
yeah.
Yeah, so you can paint the gold backs and make them shinier.
Yeah, that's
And then I
pretty cool.
usually have those represent like 50 or 100 gold each. So, yeah.
Some big scores.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
Xerix
that.
in his campaign games when he a faction gets to 1,000 gold, which is crazy, he'll put a penny, so put a real coin out there. So,
I like it.
Yeah. So that'll be 1,000, but I haven't gotten to that amount saved up for a campaign game at all. So I was liking that you said you play some cumulative games where you buy new ships and crew. I love that.
Yeah, that's the roommate and I. We try to play large scale games, but we kind of try to keep them large scale, but condensed to a day.
Yep.
So yeah, that typically is usually we just start out with like 30 points.
That's
Even just 4 or 5 coins on each island, but anytime it gets below 3, we just start adding more and more coins.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, you can get a lot of some redundancy in some of the moves because you're kind of tempted to stay there while they reload coins.
Oh yeah.
But and then we go in and we just kind of keep our bucket out and make plays throughout other people's turns and try to think about what we're gonna buy next and strategize. I kind of always save up for a 5-master. He always saves up for Brachira, which drives me crazy.
Because you want it, or you just don't want to face it?
I don't like fighting I don't like fighting Titans.
Yeah.
I guess specifically Brachira.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got that defensive
really
ability.
not.
Yeah. Brandon Odia can be devastating.
Yeah, definitely. We just got him recently too.
Yep.
He's so pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty. But yeah, Brachira is like I think it's such a beautiful crab, especially because you got that shiny one.
Yeah,
but
super.
It's funny. I want to see it out, but I don't want to play with it.
Yeah.
So I give him a hard time for always choosing Brachira.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of know what you mean. Some people might have that with 10 masters too. Like they look nice, but you don't want to break a mast, so you might just leave it out as a display piece.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Some of the 10 masters don't feel playable all the time, especially in a
smaller games. Game. Yeah, exactly.
I played a 7-person game for my birthday.
Nice.
Try to get a bunch of our friends into the game, and we probably nabbed about 4 of them, so which was good.
Wow.
That's good odds.
Yeah.
But I played. I had just gotten the Delusion, so I played a Delusion crew, and it was poor.
Okay. Yeah.
It didn't work out.
Yeah.
I feel like the Bao Xuan's one of the most playable.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, Treasure Keyword's amazing.
Great shit.
Yeah, it is. Definitely. Yeah, Zeus is pretty much the best. Bao Xuan's pretty great. Delusion is a weird one. It's like it's one you feel like you need to use in a really big game. Well, I mean, at least 100 points.
You need a lot of crew on it, and it fills out a whole 40-point fleet just with its
Captain Alison
thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or the Link crew.
The Link crew
doesn't get used that much, but
you almost don't want to.
Yeah, it's not a lot of point. I don't know.
And there's certain 10 masters that make you use the Link crew, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the first few, Bao Xuan and Gui Xuan. Yeah. It's great to be here.
Very cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I don't play with a lot of people, so Vegas is not a big Pirates place, which is a bummer. But I guess I'm sure there's not a lot of places that are big Pirates places. Maybe back east.
Not really, no.
Maine?
Because not at all.
Do you frequent Maine?
No, I haven't been there either. Maybe, yeah. I would say the hot spots are usually California and then the Northwest. So, I mean, WizKids was still based in Bellevue, right near Seattle, when it was still in print. Yeah, they moved it to, I guess, New Jersey, I think, when NECA took over. But yeah, so the Portland, Oregon group, they got some stuff, back in the day from there, and they were playing for a long time. PDXER, and then
Xerix. I bet those kids have some sweet promos.
Yeah, they've got, they might... Last I remember, who knows if this is true, but last I remember they have about 13 out of the 30 Obago Deuces. And then,
Really?
Yeah, they have a lot.
Interesting.
Unless I don't know if that's still accurate, so some might have been sold. A lot of times the Obagos they're not publicly available, so I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just a murky subject, really.
Some inner trading.
Yeah, it's basically, I've only seen one on eBay in like 7 years. So.
Action Comics 1. It's like there's 4 people that just keep buying it and selling it to each other.
Yeah, so who knows what has happened with some of the Obago pieces with private transactions, but it's just speculation, really. But then California has had some players. Bill Xerix is in California.
Oh, okay.
And then there were some others, I just can't remember exactly. There have been some in New York. I hit them up on Minister Trading back when you could use that site for the search. It was really cool because you can search by state and game at the same time.
That's cool.
Yeah, so they had that. But I wasn't able to play with the other people in New York. One was far to the south, and one was too far west. Yeah.
This is definitely a unique experience to be able to meet with somebody.
Yeah.
And play
Yeah, it's the
and-
first time I've met up with somebody from the
Very
online
cool.
community. Yeah. Yeah, Vendari played with at least one player from the community in Arizona. I think it was earlier in 2019, I think. It could have been 2018, but I think it was this year.
So we're coming up. Pirates are we're coming out
Yeah,
of the nest.
trying to,
I've even
yeah.
I mean I joined the Facebook group earlier this year, and I just wasn't very not very active with stuff like that usually, but I definitely head first into this game. So it's it's cool to see so many people, and even since I've been on, there's a bunch of new people that have been joining the group too.
Yeah.
So everyone's coming out of hiding.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
And if they relaunched it, I feel like it'd be successful.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, there's a lot to it.
Yeah,
cost
I'm
of
sure. It
styrene
seems
and
like a very expensive
the
game.
market, and I've wondered about the margins. Like $4 a pack, you get a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
so,
you really do.
So you really have to mass produce it, like make a ton of it
Yeah.
to make a profit. So
I like
think
Pokemon Magic. There's no way you could play a game with every
Yeah.
pack. That's a very unique.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's probably what grabbed me because I'm a pretty big tabletop gamer and gamer in general. So that whole, game in every pack, I feel like that's a big draw for sure.
Yep. Nice. Yeah, I've wondered about. We could get out of the car and talk to people, ask them if they were going to Pirates CSG. But,
Yeah, I feel like
but
they
yeah, we're by.
might have.
Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna have a ton of traffic noise if we did that. So.
Or a plane taking off.
Yeah,
which just
yeah,
might
we're
be-
right by an airfield, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, you can probably this is
There's
probably
one.
showing up. Yeah, yeah, people listening probably hear it. Yeah, nice.
It's great podcasting. Just leave dead air and a plane
Yeah.
driving.
Yeah, great audio quality.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, but yeah, this is the 49th episode of Pirates CSG podcast. Pretty awesome.
It's very cool.
God Mason
man.
and I started. It's like late summer 2017, I think. So.
Okay.
So yeah, it was great. Had a lot of great guests this year. This has been like the year of like guests almost. I would say
Yeah,
it's
I've
more than
noticed
other
it.
2 years.
Yeah, the last few episodes too, having some different people on, so that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, it's really fun. Yeah, I've been really pleasantly surprised with how responsive some of the former WizKids employees were. Tiffany and
Yeah, that's
Mike
awesome.
Selinker and
It's
and
so cool to hear from those people. too.
yeah,
It's
I know, it's amazing.
Very, very cool.
I know it made me paranoid because I'm sure there's questions I could have asked them and
Right.
like, you could never be like perfectly happy with like how it ends up just because like there's
Right.
such a huge amount of things you could ask them and so many things to wonder about. But
And I'm sure everybody listening has different things that they would want to know.
yeah,
Or
I know
just
that's
annoy
why.
them with petty rules questions.
yeah, like Tony Vigil, the rules
Yeah.
arbitrator. Yeah. I mean that's why I made the threads to like if you wanted questions asked, but not a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
people
cool.
responded. But oh well. It's partly because I made a big list at the beginning of each thread that probably covered some of their topics, but yeah. But some people still responded to that,
Yeah.
so that's cool. So, yeah. Yeah, this has been really awesome.
So this is, you're kind of on your final adventure here. It
Tour,
seems
yeah,
like,
for now,
Ben. So have you been? You've done a podcast? Have you talked about leaving and stuff? I mean, are you excited?
Not really.
Are you...
Yeah, no, I'm excited. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a vlog episode where I announced it. So,
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, I just like to try to keep it as piratey as possible.
Sure,
not
yeah.
disappoint people.
It's exciting, but
Yeah.
I think it's kind of it's a detriment to the community,
Yeah.
not to have you around. But I think it's cool that there's people stepping up, and it just seems like the pirate community is getting better and better for sure.
Yeah.
So that's a cool thing.
Yeah, and yeah, it can't be a one-man band, so like, it's people
Sure.
have to, nobody wants to post, then nobody will post. So yeah,
Yeah.
What's great is like we talked about earlier. It's the type of thing where you never run out of stuff to talk about. Like this podcast proves it, and like
Yeah.
the longevity of a handful of things. Like Xerix and I making YouTube videos and
Right.
like the rankings threads. We didn't finish the rankings threads. God Mason stopped doing that, but there's still more to talk about. People could pick that up.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of ideas out there. There's always more content to make, pretty much. So
Yeah,
you
definitely.
could always.
The whole time we were sitting there at the game, it's just you constantly can think of things.
Yeah.
Just interpretations of rules, and
Yeah.
it's funny we're talking about whirlpool rolls and just the simple idea of what you're rolling for thematically, what that means. I think that's a cool thing that
Yeah.
everything can be thought about in different ways. It's fun.
Yeah, we were talking about whether the whirlpool rolls affect the ship, or they're rolled for the ship or for the whirlpool. But yeah, it has to be for the ship.
Yeah.
Because that's what's being affected. And the whirlpool, that roll doesn't stay with the whirlpool. I'm gonna mess this up. I'm gonna say roll pool.
Roll pool.
Well, you could call it that. Yeah. You could roll extra. You could always roll twice. And, yeah.
I posted a picture one time. I had a die still on a whirlpool just because he was like traveling through. And I remember you're like, "Why is that there? What are you doing with that die there?"
Well, that just makes it full circle then, because that's like what I thought you were wondering about tonight, sort of.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that would be an interesting. See, this goes down the rabbit hole, because we could just ramble on from there, because now you could talk about a whirlpool that has a die that lasts a specific amount of time.
Yeah, like a certain rating for that pool.
Yeah. So you could do it like the Economy Edition rules, where you could roll one die to see whether you get a 1 through 3 or 4 or 6,
right.
To see if you take damage. I mean, it wouldn't, and then you could roll for turns, how long it would last, like duration. But then, it wouldn't be better, because then it wouldn't be random. You'd know you'd lose the mass. That'd be weird. So.
I guess so, unless you have something to. Yeah. Don't go into it unless you have something you're willing to lose. So,
Well, another thing that I'm trying to think who's done this. I don't think I've done it, but you can number the whirlpools. You can assign a little, like a tiny D6, put it on there at the start of the game, and then when you go into a whirlpool, you don't know where you're coming out. And I did that. I should know this.
That sounds interesting. You can roll a die for which pool you come out of.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did for Command the Ocean.
And
I did it specifically.
That's very cool.
At the start. So like a faction. So let's say your fleet goes through a whirlpool. You have to roll to see where you end up. You can't pick your exit location.
Yeah.
But then once you've been to one, if you go into that same one or the one you originally went into, you can go between those and pick that one. But then if you choose to go to one you've never been to, you have to roll again.
Right.
And you might have to change the die roll. So like if there's only 3 left, you would assign 1, 2 for the first one, and then 3, 4 for the second.
It's almost like exploring the whirlpool.
Exactly.
So you can go there almost for free.
Yeah.
I guess. But
and it makes sense, because like you can have the curse like not. It could not apply to them, maybe because they know or something, or like maybe they created them. But then it makes sense for the other factions, because like why would they know where they're going to end up?
Right. Maybe
I mean, if you think about a whirlpool,
she can go wherever she wants.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, with the Pirates, or if you have the protection from Navy Jones UT, maybe something like that. So, yeah, there's so many house rules. It just never ends. That's what Tony Vigil, Piranha, and we got to talking about that. And
just different house rules.
Yeah, I could tell that we could talk about that for hours if we wanted to.
I try to stay as close as I can to intended play, but there's just some things that feel more natural. I mean, so even I don't know if I'm sure people know you like to roll the whirlpool with the low numbers for negative effect better, and that I've never thought about doing that, but it makes so much more sense.
Yeah, you almost
I might do it from now on that way.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much always want to roll high. Yeah. Rolling high is almost always positive in this game, so it doesn't make sense for whirlpool to be the opposite.
Right.
I'm not sure.
For the C. Saragossa Sea.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't do it that way. Just a random thing, I guess. So yeah. But anyway.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and that's like one of the most basic house rules. That's just reversing the die. So it's not much of anything.
It's not much of anything.
Yeah, it just makes more. It's just logical. Sure. So yeah, pretty basic. But I got some solid shots at the game. I liked how the table that we got. So as we were playing, it was getting darker. So. The table, we got some reflective shots at the table.
And the colored lights kind of came on and were bouncing off the water, which was really cool.
Yeah, that was neat. So I got some ships, or some of the water in the background, and I got a few good close-ups. So yeah, definitely a really interesting spectacle.
Did you get a good selfie?
Yeah, it was okay at the end. Yeah, I'm wearing my HMS Victory shirt tonight.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
yeah, it's cool, from the museum over in England. So yeah,
I feel like people knew we were there for Pirates. We looked the part for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we didn't get in any trouble for playing. So, yeah. I think it was good you got there and had something ordered and stuff. Because I mean, it was like
it was kind of a pity order.
It wasn't. It wasn't like a. This isn't like a luxury restaurant, but it was casual setting. But
Yeah. Anytime you go to a bar, I feel like they expect you to spend money.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a bar.
Yeah. And it's Vegas, so they always want to get into your wallet and stay in it.
But you know what? The girl was smart. She didn't charge me for my drinks, and I drink a lot of them. Well, it's soda. She knew. She knew, this is the play to get my good Vegas tip.
Yep, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, we had a solid game. So, It was
Yeah,
pretty
that was
fun.
a lot of fun, man. That was
Yeah.
super cool that I got to play with you. So
Yeah. Thank you again for that. Thanks for taking me around.
quite iconic. All of my I told my friends or the people I live with that when you emailed me, and I was like, you're never gonna guess who wants to play Pirates with us.
Oh, have they been on my site or
Oh
something?
yeah. My
wow.
roommate checks out everything, and he's
Yeah.
pretty big into reading the rules and the errata and stuff.
Yeah, nice.
I was kind of telling you about him earlier. He's just really analytical, and he learns. He's kind of this crazy gamer that learns a game and he just robotically plays it. I've never seen somebody consume a game and just know it so well like he does. But he actually just got into the game a couple years ago, probably. I showed him it the first time, and then maybe like earlier this year we kind of pulled out the bag again and we were playing, and he just like got hooked, and he started buying stuff and I started buying stuff, so we kind of just both have been supporting each other and spending all of our money.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's better money spent than dumping it into the slots here in Vegas.
Oh
so,
yeah, definitely. And it feels good to just have somebody consistent to play with too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I remember having that a little bit a few years ago. So, and of course, Xerox on Vassal, we played a lot together.
Yeah, that's
so.
awesome.
Yeah.
I wish I knew my way around that better, but I'm sure if I gave it a shot, I could get into it.
Yeah.
It sounds like fun.
It's not too hard. It's mostly just a learning curve of like 1 or 2 games. After that, it's
Sure.
not bad at all.
Yeah.
So.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah. Hopefully we won't get lost on the way back or anything, or get any more shenanigans. So we had a fun time in the parking garage of Mandalay Bay.
Yeah,
So,
I'm pretty
it's
sure
weird.
they set it up so that you're there longer than the hour, so they can charge you for parking. Because I know I went in 3 circles that they looked different every time I went through them.
Yeah. So basically, parking is free in that garage if you're there for an hour or less, and somehow. Only because there was a convention. We were going to try to do this podcast in this hallway that I had found on my last trip, but we couldn't get, the hallway's like closed or whatever.
I was starting to think that you were making it up.
Oh, no. We almost got there.
Yeah,
and you should have, you should have seen how deserted it was last time. So, and then of course downstairs there was a convention going on, or there was people going to an event, so it wasn't quite enough there. So just came to do it at the sign. But yeah, the parking garage said free parking for under an hour, and somehow we got out of there in 55 minutes. So,
but
it's
great.
But if you actually wanted to do anything, you would be there for more than hours. Of course, you'll get charged. So.
Yeah, for sure. I was shocked that we made it out of there, but before the gate opened, and then I felt like it flashed a picture of me. I was like, they're gonna send me a ticket. I'm
wondering if it was the Jeep behind us flashing.
He was flashing me because I had a soda on my car, apparently.
Oh my god. Well, it's a pirate's life for us.
It's a pirate's life for us.
Yep.
I think we did good tonight. I
Yeah.
think we showed the town what's what in the pirate community.
Yeah, try to. Yeah. Awesome. All right. So, unless you have any closing thoughts or questions, we should try to think of a question of the day.
Question of the day?
Yeah. Sometimes I forget, but
Sure.
here I am remembering it. So,
that's good podcasting, buddy. That's how you do it.
Yeah, I try to remember. But yeah, it's super casual, so whatever. So, I guess mine would be: have you ever met up with someone to play with from the Pirates CSG community, or just anyone you met online, maybe, which opens up another world of possibilities. So yeah, but like, have you met up with someone to play Pirates specifically in real life that you didn't already know, and that maybe wasn't into the game already, something like that?
No way, man. I mean, this is.
Yeah, it's the first.
I think it's cool that it's the first person I met, and it's the world famous Captain Pirates with Ben. But no way. I mean, it's not to jump down another rabbit hole, but one of my best friends that I do my podcast with, we met in a video game, and we never met each other for a good 5 years. And then he came to Vegas, and we hung out. We've only met each other once, and he's like my brother.
Yeah.
But so it's cool. Relationships can just spark out from people that don't live anywhere near each other and all over a game. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
So so I feel like now we're best friends.
Awesome.
So sure.
yeah. Hopefully I'll be back. I don't know when I'll be back in Vegas.
Yeah, man. I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We'll definitely do it again. We'll find a cooler place to play.
Yep. Yeah, I heard about. Yeah. Well, I guess I already talked about Vendari meeting up with someone earlier this year, or whenever it was. But yeah.
It'd be nice to get a lot of people, and you know what? Vegas. Everyone wants to come to Vegas.
Yeah.
So everybody come to me. I'll play. I'll host.
Randy's got the goods here. So yeah. And you got a good collection. You said you were over 300 chips.
Yeah, we just did a reevaluation. We're about 357
Awesome.
unique ships.
That's so
and then
cool.
maybe like 50 or 60 just, extra boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, 357 right now. So it
That
feels
is
good.
awesome. Yeah.
South China Seas is done, but then
That's crazy.
somebody posted the other day about Gale Force 9,
Oh,
which I
God.
forgot about.
Yes.
And so it's not complete.
Yeah, that might cost you some 20s.
Yeah, it's like $50 right now.
Maybe.
So.
Yeah. That's a weird one because it's fluctuated a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think it went for 15 or 10 or
Yeah.
I don't know what the lowest was. I mean, that could be from 2012, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to see the price increase over time. It's
Yeah,
cool.
definitely.
I don't know. I don't know if the community, I feel like the prices have grown at a higher percentage rate than the community, unfortunately. But it's still cool to see, the demand for it. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I just stumbled upon a promo Revenge.
yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Spanish Main, yeah.
So I'm probably thinking I'm gonna gather some promos, maybe do some trades.
Yeah,
So that
sounds
might be my
awesome.
way there.
Yeah, I love trading.
Yeah,
I
me
got
too.
the BSC group and other places to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for having me on,
Yeah,
man. I mean,
yeah.
this is
Thanks
awesome.
thanks for taking me around doing
for
the
sure
podcast.
a once in a lifetime thing
Yeah.
for me. So
Yeah.
this is awesome.
Yeah, with any luck, hopefully it won't be the last time.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Anyway, so question of the day: have you ever played with someone that you met online or from the Pirates community and then played in real life or whatever? So this was Pirates CSG podcast episode number 49. Thank you for listening. We're gonna sign off for now in Vegas and have fun, everybody.
Adios.